Hi and welcome everyone to this microservices series. This is our fifth video, and in previous videos we have talked about API gateways and how you can configure JWT filter in API gateways, and how you can add more things with API gateways, right? So in this video we are going to talk about very common problem in microservice architecture, and that is scattered configuration, right? So we are going to talk about central configuration for all the microservices using Spring Cloud Server, and we will manage all those microservices at one place. So let's understand how we are going to do and how we can apply, right? So yeah, so far we have three microservices, which is user service, order service, and one is API gateway, right? And all these microservices are having their own separate application.yaml file, and this application.yaml is containing few configuration information like database connectivity or Eureka default URL and many other things. If we go and expand this project on a high scale level, then lot of configuration will be going to there, right? So here we have separate application.yaml, and also user service and order service is having separate databases as well, right? So at first sight it looks manageable, but at some point things getting falling apart. For example, Eureka server URL that you are writing will be same for all microservices, right? So the port will be same, so you have to write in all application.yaml. Let's say you have some logging patterns, so that thing will be same for all the microservices, so you will be writing in all application.yaml. Let's say you are having Kafka or RabbitMQ in your microservices, and you will be writing message broker configuration, so that is also going to be same in all microservices. Don't worry if you don't know about Kafka or RabbitMQ at now. We are going to cover in next videos once we go through all this. So you will understand how you are going to write the configuration for that as well, right? So that will also be going to same for all microservices, right? Also, it is going to add deployment friction. For example, you are pushing a change in a production, and you suddenly need to update a password of your database, or maybe your actual database you need to change in any application, then you need to change it in all individual application.yaml file, right? So for that you need to rebuild and redeploy each and every service. Even though it's very small change, you need to do lot of changes while deployment, and that's just a overkill, right? For a simple update, simple value change, you end up triggering multiple deploy pipelines. So that's not efficient way of doing that, and usually we don't follow that practice as well. Generally what we use Spring Cloud config server, which might be your Git repository or any local Git file, and all these service configurations are stored in Spring Cloud config server. So update happens once, not everywhere, and services pull config automatically at the startup from this Spring Cloud config server, right? So all your secure values are easier to manage or encrypt at Spring Cloud config server, and it removes lot of overhead or lot of things that you don't need to go in each and every services, and you don't need to redeploy or change anything particularly for any service, right? Everything is going to stored at one place. So let's make easier for developer or any production guy to manage all these things. So yeah, so let's understand these things and apply with the our existing code, and write and config Spring Cloud config server. So let's see all these things and code as well, right? Okay, so let's get started with the coding part and write one service for Spring Cloud config server, right? So for that we would be needing one application. So just go to Spring Initializer, and here we will need to create one Spring Boot project, right? So let's keep the name of config server, right? And config server, right? And in the dependency, you need to add Spring Cloud Server, config server, and also web Spring web. I guess that is only required for now. If anything else is needed, then we will add that as well. So let's generate zip for this, and here I'll be adding this config server, right? And let's unzip that as well. Awesome, cool. So let's check whether it has came here or not. Yeah, it has came, and I'll be adding that also in the Maven. So let me just add that, and it should be now treated as a Maven, right? Right. So yeah, so let's check what it is containing. So it's a simple just a Spring Boot application. So yeah, so I need to add one annotation here, which is @config enable config server. So that will treat as a Spring config server. And here in the resources, I'll be need to add one file, application.yaml, for the configuration. So here server, the port will be 8888, and I'll be needing one repository where I am going to keep all my config files. So for that I need to create one Git repository. So let's create that as well in my. For now I'm creating my in my account. So let's create one new repository. We will be keeping that as a demo config server, and let's keep that private. And yeah, create repository, right? And yeah, let's go here and quick setup, create a code space. Okay, so where can I creating a new file? Okay, and for now let's give application.yaml, and let's commit changes, right? Awesome. So this is our repository where we are going to keep all our configuration. So this is private, so I need to create a token for these as well. So I'll be showing how you can create a token. So for that you need to go to the settings, and in settings you will be able to see developer settings, and in the personal access tokens you need to create one token and generate a new token, fine grade and repo scope. Yeah, this is what we need, and I'll be giving a password for that as well. Okay, so that is giving me incorrect password. Let me check this if it is correct. Okay, fine. So what we will give, let's say config server is the token's name, and we are keeping it no expiration, and select repository. So which repository we are in? Demo config server we want to give, right? And repository permissions, for the administration read only I'm giving, and what other thing for the view it will need to read the content. So for content I'm giving read only, right? And yeah, that's, I guess that is enough, and we will generate the token. Awesome. And yeah, it has given me a token, so let me keep that here. copy the token and paste that token, right? I'm going to delete this after this video, but yeah. So here we need to give Spring and then Spring Cloud and Spring Cloud config server, and this will be, we are giving to set a git repository. So I'm just giving a URI of the GitHub, and that URI will be the repository that we have created right now. So let's go again and give that URI. Yeah, so let's give that URI as well. And yeah, so we have given this URI, and there is clone on start, and yeah, so this we need to set true. Other I need to give username, which will be my this GitHub username, and password, and that will be our this token, right? So I can remove that from here. And what was the branch of this? This was main, so we have to give default label main, so it knows we have to keep in the main branch, right? So our configuration for the Spring Cloud server is done, so we can check it by running the server. So for now I'm just running the service discovery application. Okay, so it is running discovery service, and then I'll start running config server application, right? Let's check. Yeah, so it is running, and let me check. Localhost 8761, and yeah, here you will be not able to see instance for that, but fine. So our config server is running, awesome. We can add that as well, like here, Eureka. So let me just copy from that and just paste that here and rerun the application, right? Okay, so by default it will be not shown in the our Eureka server, but yeah, it will be registered in that, right? Because it's a config server, so that's why it's not showing, right? Now what we can do after this, we can add separate application.yaml in that repository, and we can set the configuration and remove the application.yaml file from here. So let's see how we can do that as well. So yeah, let me collapse all this. I guess we don't have anything as a database connectivity in this, right? So what we can do, we can create that as well, right? Let me create one entity in order service, which will be, let's say, order only, and which is so yeah, that package also needs to be there. So I'll just copy from here, which was Spring Data GP and MySQL connector, right? That is what we need, and I'll be pasting that into our this order service form.xml, and let me paste that as well, and yeah, load maven changes as well. I guess that now entity should be there. Awesome, right? And let's say we are keeping private long id, which will be our id, and generated value, that will be identity, right? uh, Generation type dot identity, we can like import that from here. Awesome. Also, let's say we are keeping private, so we are let's say keeping the reference of the user id, and at the rate we are giving the name, column name, and that we are giving user id, and that nullable false we are keeping false. Product id, right? Also we can give, let's say, private long or private int quantity, right? Number of the quantity of that particular product. So I guess on maybe another thing, let's say we are keeping private string status for now, and also we need to write the properties as well, right? So let's say in our user service we are getting that, and let me just copy this and paste in the order service application dot properties. And here I need to change to order db, right? And that's why I need to create one database as well. So let me just create that very quickly, and for that I need to run this XAMPP or manager OSX, whatever you say. So I'm just running very quickly. Let's wait one until it's gets run. Till then, also we need to add dependency in our client. So let me just config client. So that dependency you need to add in all microservices. So let me check that maven, which is Spring Cloud starter config, right? So yeah, that not starter config, but like both you need, right? Let me remove this config server and Spring Web, and then check, and that is Spring Cloud starter config, right? That dependency you need to add in the all services. So that, let me just add those as well, and load maven changes, order service, user service is done, and order service, that is also done. API gateway as well. Spring Cloud starter config, so that is already there in the API service. And let's check once our XAMPP is started, right? So I can just go to localhost and just let me create order B, right? And let's run this order service application and check whether the entity is there in the our database or not. Yeah, so yeah, I need to, as I have added dependency, I need to uh, add this configuration settings. So let me just add those as well. Let's do all this together only. So go to the application dot property, and here what I need to do, spring dot config dot import, and by default it will be config server, the name will be config server, and that is running on http localhost 8888, right? And now I guess I can run this. It's there. Okay, I have added in the config server. I had to add in the order service, so let me just add that application dot, yeah, properties, and let me add that. I'll be shifting all this configuration there once it gets run. And yeah, it's running now, right? So let's check in our DB as well whether the table has been there or not. I don't know why it's not reflecting. Let me check again. And we have order DB. And I guess that is should be reflecting in user DP. We have users. Order DB, the entity should be coming. Let me check whether I have. Okay, so that's, I don't think so, but that is going to be changed. Entity, and now its annotation is entity, right? Let me add Lombok as well, dependency Lombok, and let me add that here. And this plugin as well. Right, and let me just load Maven changes. And in order, right now I can set data for the getter setters, and let me just rerun the order service, and like I said, now it should be reflecting in the database as well. Right, and let's check in the Eureka. Order service is there, and now in order DB, I don't know why it's not getting reflected, but it's no table found in this database. What's happening with this? I need to see public class order dot order application dot YAML application dot properties. Okay, fine, we'll see this later. Now let's continue with the video, what we want to achieve. So what we are going to do, we will be keeping all this configuration, and right now if I show local host 8888, and let's say order service default, if I do, here property sources are nothing. I can write anything here, like say order. So here I can give any name here, but what we want to achieve, if I write order service default here in the property sources, something should come, right? And that's what we want to achieve. So what I'm going to do, I'll be putting this application.yaml, and here I'll be creating new file, and which will be your order service.yml, and that is what I have pasted, right? Let me put all these properties as well. Let me stop all this for now, and properties I have removed, and let's add one file which is order service dot properties, and just paste those as well, right? So now I can delete this application.yaml. Awesome, right? So for order service it's done. Now let's do for user service. Application.properties, user service.yaml properties, and let's paste those properties as well, and let's commit changes, right? Similarly, we are going to create YAML file, and for the user service, so it's a user service.yaml, and let's copy the YAML file, and let's commit changes. You can clone this application and do in one commit, but to save time I'm not doing that as well, and I can delete this now, right? User service, order services are done. Now it's time for API gateway, and same thing you need to do for API gateway as well, in properties and in YAML, right? Properties there is nothing, so I'll just keep YAML file and just add here. Make sure your name are same, that is there in your properties file, like this and this should be same, right? And yeah, I guess we are done, and I can delete this as well, and I need to add the import statement that we have added in the order service here as well. In the user service, src main sources application.property, remove all this and put this, and same for API gateway, remove all this and put this, and Spring Cloud starter config, that is there, right? And I guess we are good to go. Let's run one by one. Let's run service discovery application first, and that is done. Now let's run order service application. Okay, so that one error has arrived. I guess internet issue is there. Let me check that and run this. Connection refused. So maybe it's a internet connectivity issue. I'll check that and run that as well. Let me check my internet. Sometimes it happens, but yeah, now I can try and check, maybe in the token or somewhere. Order service, let me check those things. Not order service, the config server dot YAML. and application not properties, it has nothing. Demo config server, and this is the Eureka client, and let's rerun the application. Could not locate property source and resource is not optional, failing. It's a connectivity issue only. Okay, I was running order service by mistake. So first I need to run config server. I thought I was running config server, so yeah, that was my mistake. And order config service is running, right? And if I give this default, then the configuration should come, right? You can see the YAML file or properties file is now uh, are reflectable, right? So that's for order service. Like if I do for user service as well, it should be there, right? Awesome. So I was running order service by mistake. I thought I was running config server, but yeah, that was my mistake, right? And now I can run this order service and the API gateway as well. Run and run. Okay, so unable to load config data from config server. Let's check API gateway, and yeah, it is there. It is there. If I have put, let me rerun this again and check what is the issue. Incorrect config data or chosen file extension is not known by any property source. The location is meant to reference a directory. Location being resolved using the standard config data resolver. Check. Okay, these are running, but there is some error in API gateway, so let me just check that what thing I am missing. It's not known to any property source lender if the location is meant to reference a directory. Okay, I mean that's what we have done in other. And that is also coming as well. Maybe let me load Maven again. We said some issue regarding that might happen sometimes. Okay, so now let's rerun. Yeah, magic. It is running now. So that was issue regarding the Maven package was not completely loaded. So yeah, we have solved the issue now. And now if I go and I don't know why still order DB is not coming, but yeah, user DB is running and all these services are completely running. So order service is also running and all these services are still running. And now if I go to Eureka, I should be able to see each and everything, right? Okay, so awesome. Let's still check what's the issue with the order service and pom.xml. and let me, okay, so that let me check in the order service dot properties, and here it is order dv, right? So order dv. Still it's not getting reflected. I don't know what's the issue, whether I need to create, I think, any endpoint or not, I'm not sure, but that is also there, order and entity, and this is the entity that we get from that, right? So I guess the persistent only. Do I need to give all args constructor as well? No args constructor, and let's rerun this. I don't know, it should not be the issue, but if it is, then maybe that is the correct way of doing this. Let me just drop this db and again rerun and check whether it is giving me error or not. Yeah, so it is connecting to the database, but the entity creation is not happening. Okay, so I guess I need to create repository to get. Let's try creating a repository and check whether it requires repository or not. So let's go and create. Extend order and import order, right? And that is also be needed. GPA repository, what's this error? Okay, this must be interface. Interface. Right, and it should be like this, and let's rerun this order service. Maybe this time this should give, but if not give, so I'll check out why it's not coming, and we'll tell in the next video. Okay, so now I should check. Still it's not coming, right? Maybe some naming issue or that is there, or something is I'm doing incorrect, but it's fine. We have understood how Spring Cloud Config Server works, and how you can centralize all your configuration in one repository, and you can access everything at one go, right? You don't need to redeploy or update each and everything, and going by file, right? Anything you can do from here, so it's easier for developer as well. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I'll also check why the order entity is not reflecting in the database, and we'll tell in the next video as well, right?